Good evening, everyone. As everyone is settling in, happy Sunday. It's interesting how it's for us. It's a Sunday wherever I am. It's 6 p.m. It's been a beautiful Sunday day. Now going into the evening, and it's been busy all throughout. But in this season of sunlight, I think I've learned to appreciate just taking life as it comes and taking nature as it comes. I think I've forgotten so many times to just introduce myself, so this is me introducing myself. Hello, for those who don't know me. My name is Dr. Liz. I am a general surgeon, but I love just being here on this space to mainly encourage each other as I look at the sun setting, which I love really much. Bomet has been an interesting, hello Dr. Temple, it's just been an interesting weather. We're used to the cold, and it's been so hot in the last 1-2 months after Christmas. Knowing that there'll be sun, there'll be rain coming soon. So instead of just dwelling on the fact that it's really hot and water has been a bit of a challenge for many of us, especially if you're a farmer and you are looking into planting, or you have cows and looking for sources of water, and food becomes a challenge. I still get to appreciate that on a beautiful day like today, you get to wear a dress and go out and go to church, and you're able to take your children or yourself for a swim. The water is warm, which is quite a rare thing in Bomet County, for warm water during the swimming sessions, because most of the times it's just cold. But anyway, the purpose of for today, or this short session, was just more to encourage. It's so nice to see you, Temple. It's been a while. Mine is to encourage anyone who's here. Again, I feel like this year has just started on a huge swing, and things are going fast, and sometimes we start the year with so much anticipation of how things can go so straight, how things can go so beautifully written in your mind, and then there are curveballs that God just throws into your line of thoughts, or into your vision board, or into your plans for the year, and which, if you look back, maybe you are either prepared for or not prepared for. But always remember, I keep on writing these things down, but always remember that even in the challenging moments, or the difficult moments, as we call them, difficult moments, I would encourage you to think of it as a difficult moment or a challenge, as opposed to difficult moment, because it makes you grow. So in those challenging moments, let's not call them difficult moments. Do not forget to see the beauty along the way. Don't forget to see the beauty that God puts ahead of you, the beauty that comes with the challenge, the beauty that comes with the people that surround you, or you trying to get yourself out of that difficult state or that difficult moment. You gathering some skills that you never thought you had to walk through that challenging episode of your time, and looking back and seeing how you were able to just go through it and come out stronger. So never forget to just smell the or appreciate the rose, and just think of the thorns through the challenging moments. Yes, the thorns hurt more, but what are you able to appreciate through a challenging time? What are you able to appreciate during a situation that you thought was difficult? I am in a Bible quizzing. It's a season where we do Bible quizzing for young children, aged between, I'd say, 7 to probably 12. And we're going through the book of Genesis, and the story of Joseph, and how we are currently in chapter 46, 47, yeah, around 46, 47. And he's at a point where, yes, he was thrown by his brothers. Yes, there was a time when, you know, the family could not think of how this young last born could actually think that we will bow down to him. Aje, he's just a young boy. Like, we wiped his bum, we wiped his nose. How does he think that now all of us, including his parents, will bow down to him? And right at this, in the chapter 46, 47, we get to see Joseph at a time where he's already been established. He's part of Pharaoh's leadership. The famine has set in as he had dreamt about, dreams. And the famine has set in, and everyone now is coming to the land of Egypt. And amongst the people who are coming to the land of Egypt is his own family. And his family gets in front of him or in his presence. And Joseph actually realizes or becomes aware of this family that threw him away. Now think of yourself in whatever circumstance that you are, whether it's someone either betrayed you or a circumstance is hitting you, and you are aware of that particular circumstance or the person that is in front of you. And for a minute he gets angry. I mean, it's natural, he's human. He wants to revenge back. He talks to them harshly. He puts them in a fix, and he tells his steward to return the money in their bags. They go back home. They think they're in trouble. They say, what has happened to us? When we go back, we'll surely be jailed. They go back. Their brother is imprisoned. And Joseph asks them to bring their last-born son, knowing that his father would be hurt by that. And in essence, he's trying to be bad, but at the end of the day, he realizes he can't do it anymore. And he then tells them, I'm your brother. And, you know, the brothers get shocked. They get terrified, because now this young boy who they threw away is actually standing. He has the powers to destroy them if he wants, knowing what they did. They threw him, they sat, they ate a meal, they had a party, then they sold their own flesh and blood away. And Joseph, thinking of what he has had to go through, he was a slave, he had to serve in prison. He was accused by his master's wife. You know, he was a handsome man. She had a liking for him, and she lied that he had attacked her, and he went into prison for something that he had not done. But God used that particular situation to make him grow into who he was. And I think it's important to realize that in the situation that Joseph was, he would have chosen, one, to either wallow in pity and say, look at me, everything is not working out. My family has disowned me. I have now come to Egypt. Look at this mama. She has falsely accused me. I am nothing. I cannot match up to anything. Let me just stick into this prison and let me just be. There is nothing good in me. How could I ever dream that people could bow down to me? But I think in the difficult times that he was going through, he chose to see the beauty along the way. And the beauty along the way was he chose to appreciate that the gift that God gave him in being able to interpret dreams. And he used that as his ability, and that became his gateway to just get out of prison eventually. He used the difficult situation to, get closer in one way to God, get closer to the people who are around him, and he got closer to whatever God gave him, and that was the ability to be an interpreter for the glory of God. And eventually he was able to interpret some dreams in prison. He asked those guys, you guys remember me when you get out? Remember me, I was here, just mention my name somewhere. They didn't. But eventually one day, one of them, standing in front of the king who had really bad dreams and all people were not able to interpret, realized, hey, I made a mistake. There's this guy in prison. He's really good. I think we should call him out. And at the right time, God really used what he had put in Joseph, and bearing the fact that Joseph did not wallow in pity of the state or the situation that he was in, Cindy. So again, I challenge you, in your difficult moments, do not forget to see the beauty along the way. It might be a broken relationship. It might be, you've lost your, okay, that's hard to lose your job and see the beauty along the way. I think the beauty along the way would be to realize, what are you able to do with what you have, and maybe the closure of one job is an opening to another. Yeah, someone keeps on telling me, for God to take you to the next level, you have to be willing and you need to let go of what is here. Maybe it's a season in life that you need to let go of, and you're thinking, okay, how do I get from here to the next level? See the beauty along the way, and the beauty along the way is mainly the growth that you get. Enjoy the discomfort, yeah, or be comfortable in the discomfort of not knowing how the path will be, but then trusting that God has seen that and God will see you through. So that's my encouragement. And sometimes it might seem hard. Yeah, you might not know what tomorrow, what's in store for tomorrow. Okay, where am I going to? The economy is really tough for most people. But what do you have with you? What are you able to use? What abilities do you have? I marvel at how, as many Kenyans are doing, they're able to use social media, they're able to go on TikTok, they're able to, still do affiliate marketing and do many things. Kenyans are ingenious and young people are ingenious, and I appreciate that in people, in seeing people go way out of their comfort zone to do the things that they thought they were not able to do. Constantly seek growth, even in the difficult moments. Ask yourself, what am I able to learn? How can I grow? How can I walk out of this situation stronger than how I was before? Why am I going through this? And why now? And what can it help me to achieve in the nearer future? So please, you might be going through a difficult moment, or you might have a friend or a spouse or a colleague going through a challenging situation. Help them to be able to see the beauty along the way. Help them to appreciate the simpleness of the gift of life, the gift of being able to wake up and take a step and get out of bed and ask yourself what you're able to do. The beauty in looking back maybe a week later and realizing, I was able to go through an emotional state, I was able to go to work, I was able to go through a whole week or a month. I have been able to pay my rent, because sometimes it's as hard as just the small things. Pay rent, pay bills, pay school fees for children, have enough to even support your families, both the nuclear and the extended family, and being grateful each and every step of the way is quite important. Practicing gratitude in what God gives you. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, it might be challenging, but God, what do you want me to learn from this situation? What am I able to pick up? Putting it down so that you're able to, look back and say, thank you, Lord. I did not know I was able to reach out to a friend. I did not know I was able to be an author, or just to be able to share a story, or to stand in front of the crowd and share my story and know that impacted me. I did not know that I would be able to, whether if you're a medic, able to reach out to a patient and be able to come down to their level and actually be at par and be humane enough. So appreciate the challenges. Life is not a clean state. I think if life was very straight, Sheila, and it had nothing in terms of challenges, then it would be a boring life in family. And I think challenges are there to just make us realize that we can do a lot more in life. And so just be encouraged that to see the beauty in everything. The sun is going down pretty fast. See the beauty in the sun that is setting right now, or in the stars or the sky that becomes dark, but you're able to see glimmers of hope. What are you able to reach out to? Do you need to talk to someone? Do you need to reach out? Do you need somewhere to vent? Please reach out. Please talk to someone. Please talk to God if you're able to. Find beauty in this life that God has bestowed in you. And just because I'm reading my notes, just because it did not work out one way does not mean that it will not work out in any other way. Just because, Lee, you had planned out that this is going to be my life 2025, ni hivi, just because it doesn't work out the way you wanted or where you have planned out doesn't mean that it doesn't get to work in any other way. Yeah. Just because things did not align, just because someone said no, be comfortable in just people telling you no, but then don't sit there. If you have a dream, if you have a vision for something, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Glow, triple, take the challenge. Let someone not pour down or what's the word, tamper down your desires and your dreams. And a failure now does not mean that you don't get up, you don't get better. A no now does not mean that tomorrow that door will be closed on your face. Someone else will be there to open up that door. Yeah, a door on this side means that your ways are being opened in another channel. So be encouraged. It's getting blurry, but be encouraged. Be strong. Again, I really pull from the story of Joseph and how in his naivety as a young boy, he just had these dreams and he shared what God was putting in his heart, and he shared to people he thought were his blood, flesh and blood, and they dampened his dreams and his desires and what God gave him. But guess what? He had to take God to take him out of the land of Canaan to Egypt in a situation that he had not purposed. Maybe in his dream he thought, okay, people are bowing down to me, so they'll start bowing down to me right now. Yeah, bow down to me right now, and my life will be all straight up, all good from when I was a child. But it took him years in prison. He was 17 when he was herding cows, and when he became a leader, 30. So 13 years of being imprisoned. Richie, just think, Pauline, that between you and your success was 13 years. If God told you that today, would you be willing to go through that? Yeah, that's a challenge to me. And what does it take? There might be some years of you going through rigorous stuff, being molded, being put to the fire, being tested every single day. For 13 years, that was Joseph. And then he came into glory. And God had used him so that he can restore Jacob and Israel. And this just went back to Jacob or Israel, and he was told, go to the land of Egypt, I will restore you, and I will bless you, and I'll bless your nation. But he had to take his son being sold into slavery, and the son getting up from slavery to become a leader. And this son was not aware that from his good family, from his dream of God showing him that he was going to be a leader at some point, people will definitely bow down to Joseph. But he did not know that he had to go through a period where he had to be in jail. He had to be falsely accused. He had to serve, before he was lifted up. So what are you able to learn in your difficult moments, in your challenging moments? What are you learning every single day? Yes, you might be going under the fire, but what are you learning? Yeah? What are you learning? What can you pick up? How can you embrace that phase like Joseph before God lifts you up to your glory? If you can put that down, what abilities do you have to help you embrace the season of challenges and difficulties and being uncomfortable, so that you are being straightened and you're being aligned to what God has in store for you? Thought for the day, thought for the night. Think about it. Let me know. We'll talk.